Wednesday, the 20th of March, arrived at last. Belvedere were the first to come to Lansdowne Road on this dry day, but a raw day and a windy day. For these two teams, St. Mary's and Belvedere Colleges, it's the day that they have dreamt about, thought about, and wondered about ever since each of them got through to the final. They've got a very good squad of 22, and in their 3 matches in the campaign to date, they've used only 16 players. Their 7 reserves are Gerard Barry, who's a blindside wing forward, and he's the only one who's been called into action. Gavin Brock is a winger, Ronan Deegan is a reserve hooker, Colm Flynn at 6 feet 5 inches tall is the tallest man in the squad. He'd come on wearing 19. Peter O'Donnell's a prop, Morgan Roche at scrum half, and Michael Tyndall is a wing. And none of them, apart from Gerard Barry, have been given a run because the rest of the team have managed to stay free of injury. Father Jim Cullen on the right, just making sure that nobody damages an ankle down that last step. So they're nearly all out now. There seem to be millions of them on that bus, and there's still many more to come. Most of the team away now, so now we'll see what else the bus has to offer us. Here come some very important men indeed. Without them, the cheering wouldn't get underway. And of course, they have to be seen. But we come a bit more. That's it. There can't be many left. And fresh air. So there we are. Just as well, the bus was able to cope with all of that. And down towards the changing room comes Father Cullen and Dermot Kavanagh, both of them teachers in Belvedere. And for them too, it's a tense, nervous occasion. There's a lot of work to be done before the off. Belvedere arrived so early, they were ahead of the gate man. It's great to get out onto Lansdowne Road and just get the feel of the place, have that little early walkabout. And here comes St. Mary's. They said they were going to arrive around 3 o'clock, and that's more or less on the button. Full squad of 22 players. Their reserves are Keith Reinhardt, Dermot Smith, David Barrett, Brian Brophy's the hooker, Matthew Wallace a prop, Joseph Downey and Keith Burke. The team led today by Paul Madden. His vice-captain is Louis Burke, who'll be wearing 7. But I'm sure they've been here to many a rugby international down in the schoolboys' enclosure. I've often seen players go down those famous steps and wondered what's inside. Well, now they're going to experience the changing rooms in Lansdowne Road and coming up these steps out onto the pitch in just a very short time. The coaches, Father John Flavin in the centre, David Breslin nearest us. The other coach is Derek Jennings. And there's a lot of homage to be paid. And the Belvedere team to do duty today has Niall Murray at full back, the 3 quarters, Richard Coakley, Brian O'Malley, James Downey and Donal O'Flynn. The halves, Donal Crotty and Garry Kavanagh. Front row, Conor Sheehy, Alan Broe and Sean Brophy. Cathal Kelly and Eoin Cosgrave. Ken Lloyd, Damien O'Donohoe and Andrew Cullen. St. Mary's College have Gareth Murphy at full back. James Norton, Shane Lonergan, Kieran Lewis and Philip Costello. Paul Madden is the captain and Darragh O the scrum half. Colm Barry, Brian Moore and Kevin McCabe. Karl Daly and Kenny McCardle. Philip Murphy, Louis Burke and Shane Jennings. Well, this man sees everything in black and white. This man's going to have to do very well to keep his balance. Belvedere have positioned themselves down at the Wanderers' end of Lansdowne Road, so the Mary's supporters have to pass them in order to get to their position in the lower deck of the West Stand. And here's Father McNulty, president of St. Mary's College. He's seen this kind of occasion before, and it's a big day all round. Headmaster of Belvedere College, Father Leonard Maloney, SJ. The warm-up over, both teams having been out on the back pitch, and Belvedere come in quarter of an hour before kick-off. And here's the St. Mary's team, led by Paul Madden, their captain. And a last look at the St. Mary's card school.
Well, here come Belvedere, quietly led onto the field by Andrew Cullen. A very stately procession indeed. Followed by Brian O'Malley, number 13. James Downey is behind him. And then comes Cathal Kelly. Then Richard Coakley. Then Conor Sheehy. And the rest of the team: James Downey, Donal O'Flynn, Donal Crotty, Garry Kavanagh, Alan Broe, Sean Brophy, Eoin Cosgrave, Ken Lloyd, Damien O'Donohoe and Andrew Cullen. It's the Belvedere team that has done very well. Paul Madden has the honour to lead his side onto the field for this final of the Junior Cup against Belvedere, and away they go. He's the only one of two fellows, Paul Madden, on the St. Mary's team who are in fourth year. The St. Mary's team are led by Paul Madden, number 10. Gareth Murphy is 15. The three-quarters, James Norton, Shane Lonergan, Kieran Lewis and Philip Costello. The halves, Madden and Darragh O'Neill. The front row, Colm Barry, Brian Warren and Kevin McCabe. Then Karl Daly and Kenny McArdle. And the back row, Philip Murphy, Shane Jennings and Louis Burke. And the man in the middle this afternoon is Eugene Carberry from Carlow. What a big day it is for him. He's an electronics lecturer in Carlow RTC, and this is his first Junior Cup final, of course. He's an AIL referee, an alternate referee, which means that every so often he gets to referee a match in Division 4. Well, we're all set now, ready to go. Two very fine sides. It'll be St. Mary to kick off into the breeze, I think. It is a very difficult breeze today. It is bitterly cold here at Lansdowne Road. The breeze, as Mary's look at the Lansdowne Road end, is blowing left to right as they face the posts, but the touch flags are blowing in the other direction. Referee Carberry asks Belvedere if they're ready, and away we go as Kieran Lewis gets us underway. First line out of the match. Let's see how we go. It's Alan Broe. He actually should know perhaps a lot of the Mary's fellas. He's standing there in the 5-yard space for Belvedere. He's watching Brian Moran, whose brother was on the JCT team that won the Cup in 1992. First line out win, and that's Shane Jennings at the back. He's only in second year, this young man. It looks as if Belvedere have turned it over. There it goes. It's Garry Kavanagh kicking down to the 22. And the first feed of the ball for Philip Costello. Philip Costello's wearing 11, but plays on the right wing, and James Norton wears 14 and plays on the left. Now it's Alan Broe's turn to come into the action for Belvedere. Lives in Rathmine, so as I say, he should know some of the Mary's fellas he's playing against today. The referee immediately wanting that gap between the sides of the line out and giving the free to St. Mary's. Darragh O'Neill. Straight back to Shane Lonergan. Well, nobody who is just a disinterested spectator is prepared to call this match, because these two sides are very evenly matched. Broe once again throwing. That's a terrific take in the middle of the line out there from Eoin Cosgrave. Kavanagh. Crotty. He's read that move well. and second phase. Crotty once more. What a good kick that is. It didn't bounce too well for him, but nonetheless it put Belvedere into the Mary's 22 at an attacking position for the north side. Number 7 for Belvedere, marshalling his forces, is the captain, Andrew Cullen. He played in the centre on the Jays last year. Quick throw towards the front for Mary's. And they've obviously got their moves very well worked out. That's one that I'm sure Darragh O'Neill didn't want to spill. That's the St. Mary's 22. They'll go on the attack. Ball out. And it's straight out indeed to Richard Coakley. He's made ground to the 10 metres from the Mary's line. And they have it again. Now they can spread it across the three quarters here and they'll skip all the way across the line. And Niall Murray just knocked it on just a fraction too late. Well, that was a good move. And it nearly brought the try. It was on the skip one move. And Kavanagh fed Crotty. Crotty swung it out across to O'Malley, and O'Malley found Murray. Murray had O'Flynn outside him, but eventually just spilled it near the line. So following the knock-on, that's as close as Belvedere are to the Mary's line. Mary's ball. It's a good relieving clearance. It's good football by St. Mary's. Darragh O'Neill getting his pass in very well indeed. It's a cold day for wingers today, so they want to get into the play. Broe, this is now with the Belvedere throw. Number 1 is Conor Sheehy. It's a super take by Cosgrave in the middle. Really is good jumping. Excellent throwing by the hooker. To Cullen. Cullen trying to find the hole close in and setting up second phase beautifully. Now Crotty has got men to his right. It's Downey, and back they come again. Very good by Mary's. Crotty once again has men outside him as O'Malley makes the half break. Belvedere penalised, and I'm sure that St. Mary's will be pleased about that. The referee's attention is being called to the fact that James Downey, I think, needs attention. James Downey, will be fit enough to continue. Penalty, we're almost up to the Mary's 10-metre mark. The breeze is favouring anybody in the first half. It's playing from right to left, so that means it's in Belvedere's favour. Just coming up to 7 minutes of the match gone and no score. Cosgrave rising just again, taking the ball beautifully, and Cullen tidying. In goes Ken Lloyd, number 6. That's Garry Kavanagh, Crotty. And this is Murray, and Murray kicks for Coakley into the corner, and that's going to hop all the way away from James Norton. And Belvedere once again are in an attacking position inside the Mary's 22. Mary's number 8, Shane Jennings breaking from the line out, as Mary's cut the line to 4. At the back is Kenny McArdle wearing 5. Now replaced by Louis Burke, wearing 7. Opposite him is Damien O'Donohoe. Belvedere feed. And it's there at the feet of Kavanagh. Now Murray again. Now I wonder this time, can he release Donal O'Flynn? And they're very close to the line. The ball's gone forward once again, so it'll be a scrum to St. Mary's. Once again there was an opportunity to spread the ball wide. The ball did come back very cleanly from Kavanagh, with the forwards laying it on a platform from him. And across the three quarters it came, with Murray coming into the line once again. But Mary's had read the move and the ball spilled forward. Jim Cullen, one of the Belvedere coaches there, is giving him the reassuring pat on the back. And Niall Murray from Howth, who scored a lot of points for Belvedere this year, 192 in fact, takes his place at full-back once again. So Darragh O'Neill puts in from St. Mary's. Out it comes again to Shane Lonergan. It's a nice good kick actually, because it brings Murray back into the action straight away. We'll see how bad a knock was. But that's a very clever kick as it bounces and bounces out of touch. But it looks very much as if the referee have decided that Belvedere are offside. So it'll be a penalty to St. Mary's. Darragh O'Neill with the ball. This is the man whose father Ted won so into touch it goes, and from the penalty of course the line out goes to the non-offending side, St. Mary's in this case. So it'll be Brian Moran, who's interested in soccer as well as tennis, to throw. Throw to the centre, well read by Sean Brophy. Sean Brophy is offside. He went around the wrong side, and Cullen was asking the referee what the other penalty was for. It's because his players were actually well ahead of the kicker. So 15 metres in is where the penalty is taken from, and it's Paul Madden in charge. He's an 800 metres man, this tall youngster, 15 years of age, not finding touch. Taken by Garry Kavanagh there and swallowed up by the whole of St. Mary's. Good feed, straight back. That's Kieran Lewis, down to Murray, and it'll be, I think he'd have to play that. Yes, I think he would have to play that, because I'm sure the referee would have decided that he carried it over the goal line. So it's put Mary's into the best attacking position of the match so far. 11 minutes of the match gone, no score. Belvedere with two possible chances when they brought the full-back into the line on a good move. Now find themselves in their own 22, and it's Moran to throw. Great charge through by Louis Burke. The move sealed off by Garry Kavanagh. Nonetheless, St. Mary's have moved to within 5 metres of the Belvedere line. It's going to take some accurate throwing here from Broe. Eoin Cosgrave is standing at 4 on the line. This time it's meant for Cathal Kelly. Kelly takes his own ball. It's good throwing, good play. Belvedere making the move, getting the concerted drive on. St. Mary's in just a bit of disarray. Out it comes from Kavanagh, and underneath it is Costello. And an excellent tackle indeed by James Downey, but Mary's can swing it across. This is Lonergan. Lonergan looking for a little hole, not finding it. And terrific play by Jennings into the 22. That's superb running by the number 8. A really terrific drive, taking Mary's inside Belvedere's 22, close to the touchline now, and they have second phase. Back it comes to Madden. Out across it comes to Lewis, and all the way across to Costello. Well, it's in touch. So back they come to the same spot that we're in just a moment ago. We've had just 13 minutes of the first half on a very raw day here at Lansdowne Road. Two very evenly matched sides so far. Belvedere playing in the first half with the advantage of a breeze. And it's Broe to throw. Mary's take, Jennings goes down on it. It was a really superb drive he made there a few moments ago. Back to Madden, skip one move, up to Lonergan. There shouldn't be too many Belvedere shirts there. It's taken a few to stop him. And it's laid back on a platform. Back to Madden, Madden again. This time a little drop goal attempt from Kieran Lewis. Niall Murray can watch it over the dead ball line. Well, Mary's had the option there, a couple of things that they would like to have done. Eventually it came back from Madden with the opportunity of having a little drop shot, and it just skidded away. It'll be Murray to take the drop out. Gives Crotty an extra couple of seconds to recover. Right down the field, using every inch of Lansdowne Road, and Paul Madden, the Mary's captain. Outside is 22. It's well taken by Cullen. Once again pumping it down. And it's hopped beautifully. Well, he couldn't have asked for better than that. That's a real captain's kick. If ever he'd wanted a ball to bounce well for him, that was it. And it did. Super kick from his own 10-metre mark, using the breeze, and the ball hopped kindly into touch. So, quarter of an hour gone in the match, there's no score in this Junior Cup final. And it's going to be a St. Mary's throw inside their own 22. At the back is Jennings. It's thrown by Moore to the front. O'Neill, Madden finds the safety of the touchline and kicks his team out of the danger zone. About halfway between the 22 and halfway line. Great support over there on the far side from the Mary's contingent, who are all dressed in blue shirts, blue jerseys. They've got a big sign over there with big letters which says Mary's on it. Broe throwing, tremendous catch by Eoin Cosgrave there. He's one of 8 children in a family, and he's a twin with a girl, and all his 5 brothers have played rugby. He's doing well for Belvedere today. Now, Garry Kavanagh trying on his own. There's a little bit of accidental offside there. It'll be a Mary's scrum. And Belvedere with more of the play in this first quarter of an hour, but so far they haven't capitalised on their chances, and Mary's have looked very dangerous when they've run at the Belvedere defence. Referee Eoin Cosgrave from Carlow decides he has to have a look at the side of the front rows. Not quite sure what's going on. Obviously there's a bit of disruption. Darragh O'Neill to put in. Just outside Mary's 22, and well smothered there by Garry Kavanagh. It's a very good drive by Belvedere. Could have been turned over, but it wasn't. And crossed the line, and Murray once again just lets it knock forward a little bit. So no real advantage there to St. Mary's, and it'll be their scrum. So the Belvedere tactics fairly clear. They bring Murray into the line almost at every opportunity, make the extra man. So far, out of 3 attempts, it hasn't quite worked. It looks as if Darragh O'Neill is in a bit of trouble. Just see what's wrong. Comes over, that's David Breslin, who's been giving a hand as one of the coaches. St. Mary's have Father John Flavin, who's the head trainer. He's been assisted recently by Derek Jennings and by David Breslin, who's out there on the pitch now. And it looks as if Shane Jennings is the man who needs a bit more attention. Now everything seems to be okay, and we're going to have the scrum. Coming up to 18 minutes of the match gone, there's no score. St. Mary's on the defence at the moment, looking for channel 2 ball, but well robbed by Kavanagh. Now, where's the support for Belvedere? They're under the Mary's posts, and it looks like a Belvedere ball if they can get it back. St. Mary's have regrouped, and it's out to O'Malley. O'Malley smothered up by the Mary's defence. Loads of blue shirts there. Belvedere have it again. Ken Lloyd diving in, making it secure. Back to Kavanagh. Crotty. Crotty nailed by his opposite number, Paul Madden. Third phase. There's nobody out there at all except the winger. Richard Coakley has to make it all on his own, but they're creeping ever closer to the Belvedere, to Mary's line. And here's a great chance close to the line, and they're over. But he's actually giving a penalty against. He's giving a penalty. There might have been a second movement there. Donal O'Flynn came into the line. The try was on. It looks to me as if he might have been tackled short of the line, and it looks very much as if he made a movement to cross the ball over the line, and that's, I think, the reason why the referee has decided that he's going to give Belvedere the advantage of the earlier offside. Well, that was spectacular indeed. There was tremendous play by the Belvedere forwards to get the ball back, and once again Belvedere swung it across the left-hand side, and this time they used a different ploy, and it swung across to Donal O'Flynn from Portmarnock, and he almost made the line. It seemed as if he just made that extra movement, which constitutes a knock-on, so no advantage, and the penalty then to Belvedere. The referee telling Mary's, of course, they must stand still for this penalty. Niall Murray, no problems at all. 20 minutes or thereabouts of the match gone. First score, and it's Belvedere 3, St. Mary's 0. Well, that was real excitement indeed, but I think reward enough for Belvedere because they have been pressing, and after 20 minutes they're probably worth a 3-point lead. Now this is Ken Lloyd. He's taken off his headband. He really is a tiger. Sometimes packs in the middle of the second row. Belvedere on the drive, and it's Kenny McArdle there who's adjudged to have been killing the heel. I'm sure will be trying to find as much ground as he can. Mary's line up on the touchline, and that's not going into touch. Knocked back by Norton, and he did well. Breeze once again might have taken that ball, swirled it around and kept it in play, because I'm sure that Murray was trying very hard to make the touchline. Now, there you see the letters MA going up, and the rest of the Mary's cry is there as well. RYS, you may see in future. Line out then as Broe throws and Cosgrave rises. Cullen breaks. The pack peeling off the static maul. That creates probably better platform for the scrum half. And it's Conor Sheehy who dives in there, but the referee says it went forward. And once again, St. Mary's get the scrum. Haven't seen chance yet to see the St. Mary's backs in real flow, apart from one surging drive by the number 8 who linked well with them. I'm sure we'll see them when they get the chance to get the ball out. Number 1 for Belvedere is Conor Sheehy. He's from Clonsilla. He's packing opposite Kevin McCabe. Plays Gaelic, in fact played in the school's GAA football final. Tight head for Mary's. Paul Madden gets Andrew Cullen, but still manages to find touch, and a good one too into the breeze, bringing us up to halfway. There's the scoreboard for you. Belvedere 3, St. Mary's 0. 22 minutes of the match gone. So we have a shortened line out again. Number 5 for St. Mary's is Kenny McArdle. Number 8 is Damien O'Donohoe. And there's another great take, and Ken Lloyd is the one who's asked to bring it on for Belvedere, and they have it again. There's Crotty. Referee's whistle's gone once again. It looks very much as if it was a knock forward there. At least that's the referee's decision. And there's a Mary's man needing attention. Looks like Shane Jennings again. He's been in the wars once before. These boys work hard to keep all the supporters going during the match, and it's easier, of course, if you happen to be in front. 24 minutes of actual time gone in this first half. There have been a couple of stoppages, so there may be a few minutes added on for extra time at the end of the 30 minutes of the first half. Here's a ball now for Darragh O'Neill, out to Madden. Madden kicking it down behind the right wing's head, and it's a good kick from the out half. Caught by Richard Coakley into Murray. And Murray this time finds touch very safely indeed. Good crowd here at Lansdowne Road, including those over in the east stand who are getting most of the breeze. The breeze is really very tricky today. It seems to be blowing over towards the west stand, and yet the touch flags are blowing the opposite way. You see the touch judge's flag over there seems to be favouring St. Mary's, but in fact most of the other flags are favouring Belvedere this half, and I think we've seen that in the kicks from rival sides. It's another scrum to St. Mary's. inside Belvedere's 22. O'Neill puts in. Between Jennings' feet. That's Madden. Just to fractionally take an eye off it. It's so easy to do. Shane Lonergan does his best to tidy up. I really couldn't see that being a knock-on, I have to say. I'm sure that ball went behind the out half. But the referee's the man in charge, so it's a Belvedere scrum. This time the referee decides he's going to go to the far side. You'll see the two wing forwards switching there with Louis Burke, number 7 for St. Mary's, coming around on the open side. Philip Murphy, who's a weightlifter in his spare time, going around to cover the narrow side. Garry Kavanagh puts in, and he's accused of putting the ball into the second row. So, free kick, St. Mary's. There it goes. Lonergan, Lewis, out to Burke. Burke stopped. Mary's have. Darragh O'Neill, diminutive little figure. He knocks it on. Play on, says the referee. No knock on. And it comes to Philip Costello on the right wing. And the referee accusing Belvedere of not staying on their feet. And now it's a penalty to St. Mary's. Well, we've two men injured here. Andrew Cullen is the injured man. He's the Belvedere captain, and he seems to be hurt. And Father Jim Cullerton is out there with him, along with Dermot Kavanagh. He's the man who's been looking after the Belvedere team this year. And St. Mary's also have a man down, and David Breslin's out again. Now, this is a big moment for Gareth Murphy. He scored 8 points in that tremendous victory of Mary's over Blackrock. They won by 18 points to 17. Plays Gaelic and won an under-11 match, an under-11 medal with Kilmacud. And this is his first penalty attempt. Both schools go quiet as Murphy kicks. The ball swinging across the face of the posts and marked by Damien O'Donohoe. Quickly out to Murray. Murray keeps us going with a huge touch finder that doesn't actually find touch. It's caught by Norton. And Norton pumps it back downfield, and it didn't work for him. And that was a pity. Sometimes these things can work and you gain huge advantage, and sometimes they don't, and you have to come all the way back. So Gareth Murphy then misses with his first penalty attempt, and the score stays Belvedere 3, St. Mary's 0. 29 minutes of the first half gone. Would Belvedere take at the front? 3 points the difference only at this stage. Norton now finding touch. That's what he'd like to have done a few seconds ago. So he's brought play back up to the 10-metre mark. 2 touch judges for this match, Kevin Clayton and Noel Butler. You see the touch judge's flag over there. It seems to be protected by the east stand. It does seem to be favouring, at least on that side of the pitch, St. Mary's. The rest of the pitch seems to be favouring Belvedere. Alan Broe now with the throw. Over Cullen's head, over Jennings' head, and then eventually over Lloyd's head. Belvedere go to ground. Laying it back beautifully, that's Crotty, Kavanagh, and out from O'Donohoe, over the goal line, into touch and goal, and it will be a 22 dropout. Just 3 points, and with that strong breeze, at least most of the open part of Lansdowne Road would seem to be favouring Belvedere in this first half. We're wondering if it might be enough. We're now into injury time, the end of the 30 minutes. Belvedere up to the 10-metre mark. Good play with Cathal Kelly leading it, and here we go. Now they've got O'Malley and Murray once again in the line, and Mary's reading the move very well. And second phase, there are three now to the right. Crotty kicking for Coakley, but a good call and a good mark by James Norton over there on the left wing. Mary's numbering is a little confusing, with the left wing wearing 14 and the right wing wearing 11. It's James Norton over there, who's quite an athlete. Scored tries in this competition, one against Andrews and one against Blackrock. St. Mary's beat St. Andrews in the second round by 11 points to 0, and Rock in the third round. These two teams have had some tremendous games this year, and they've both had very, very good records. Broe over the back. It's picked up by O'Neill. Decides to go back in, looking to his pack for support. Madden goes in, but it's turned over by Belvedere. Where was the scrum half there, and where was the knock-on? Was there a knock-on? It is a knock-on by Belvedere, so it'll be a scrum to St. Mary's. Right on the Mary's 22. O'Neill between the legs of Jennings. Madden nearly got the wing forward at the same time there, but once again manages to get a good kick into touch. He's been under a bit of pressure there, the out half and captain Paul Madden, but he's done well. Just about clearing the danger zone now for St. Mary's. But it'll be a Belvedere throw. They're taking their time over it. Alan Broe just wanting to be sure that he's got the right signals. Once again, it's Cosgrave rising superbly in the middle of the line. Cathal Kelly, number 4, comes around, and it looks as if St. Mary's came in from the side, and it's a penalty to Belvedere. Now, what are they going to do here? Murray was coming up to take it, but I think very much as if they're going to run it. No, Cullen decides they're going to have a shot at goal. Of course, once they decide to have a shot at goal, they can't change their mind, but they can change their minds before they decide that it's at the posts they'll be aiming. Well, we've had 3 minutes of injury time, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was the last kick of the first half. It could be an important one too. Murray has had 1 goal at the posts and had no problems at all kicking from underneath them to get the only score of the match. And Gareth Murphy for Mary's had a penalty out on the right. The breeze took it away. And let's see what happens here. Niall Murray with the kick. 195 points he's scored so far. He doesn't take much time, does he? Well, it's just gone to the right of the posts. Hits the ball very well. So the score remains 3-0 to Belvedere, and we've now played 4 minutes of extra time. His father Ted was a hooker for Terranure JCT at his time, so now he switches allegiance through his son. Damien O'Donohoe swallowed up in the middle of the field. Kavanagh on the skip 1 move once again to O'Malley. The ball's gone forward, has it? Yes, gone forward once again. And sharp blow of the whistle as the players are just a little bit reluctant to let the ball go. A little bit of frustration there breaking out, I think. This is a time for Andrew Cullen to get his team together, and a time for Paul Madden to get his team together. And it's Cullen and Madden who'll be called over and told to calm their team down. You don't often see this in junior matches, and certainly that was probably a bit unnecessary, a bit uncalled for. And I think they'll settle down now after that. So he's told each captain to go and talk to his team. They've done that now. And it'll be a line out. And a line out to Belvedere too. 35 minutes we've played now. And And before we've time to take the line out, the whistle goes for half-time. And so at half-time, Belvedere lead by the only score of the match, a penalty by their full-back Niall Murray after 15 minutes. And although he had a second penalty attempt, he couldn't improve on it. Gareth Murphy couldn't kick one for St. Mary's. So the score is Belvedere 3, St. Mary's 0. Father Flavin just leaving the huddle there, leaving the boys to it. They've got 30 minutes now to see if they can win this Junior Cup for the 6th time. Two tremendous schools with a great tradition in this cup. Well, Belvedere have won the cup 14 times, and it's second only in record to Blackrock, who are miles ahead of everybody else. Belvedere's first win in the cup came in 1913. In fact, they were in the first final in 1909 when they lost to St. Andrews. They were runners-up 15 times. So it'll be Belvedere who'll restart with the slenderest of leads. The referee, Eoin Carberry, blows his whistle. And away we go. And the kick just too far. Back they'll come for the scrum in the centre. We're 30 minutes away then from a resolution of this match. Only once before have Belvedere and St. Mary's met in the final. That was in 1974. And that was a win for St. Mary's. Darragh O'Neill, his brother Rory, plays on the SCT this year, feeding Paul Madden there. Play on, says the referee. That's as good as a good one for Mary's. As Murray can't do much with it. It's the ball past him. So a great attacking position right at the start of the second half for the Southside team. St. Mary's at the back, it's Shane Jennings, number 8. And it's meant for Karl Daly. Daly takes in the middle of the line out. Played in the junior team last year as well, he did, big number 4. And they're very, very close to the Belvedere line. A couple of meters to go. All of St. Mary's now cheering their side on. They're looking for second phase. And it's not going to come out. So it'll be their scrum. Well, right from the start of this second half, St. Mary's are declaring their intent. Once again, we have a pause for an injury to a St. Mary's boy. This time it's Karl Daly. Darragh O'Neill to put in. Mary's trying to get an 8-man push on, and Belvedere doing well to drive them off the ball and make possession difficult. Madden skipped one move to Lonergan on the peel straight into Murphy. Murphy's up to the line. Good switch move between centre and full back, and it's taken them right to the Belvedere line. Mary's now looking for second phase, and Belvedere have turned it over, and it's Mary's this time who killed the Belvedere heel at the second phase. Well, that really was terrific play by the defenders. Really superb play. Once again, we have a hold-up. I think this time it's Damien O'Donohoe. Did Trojan work in the heart of the defence there. And Mary's will be disappointed that that ball was turned over, because it really was a terrific move. It came back from Madden on the switch move to Gareth Murphy. He almost made it to the line. They were looking for quick second phase ball, and didn't quite get it. Now, Niall Murray kicking for touch and finding touch. 10 metres out from the 22, and of course it'll be Belvedere's line out. Strange match with only one score in it, and that a penalty after 15 minutes of the first half. Alan Broe now to throw. Looking for Cosgrave or Cathal Kelly. Finding them, and Kavanagh wants them out of the way. He feeds Murray, Murray inside his 22, kicking straight down to Costello. That's a clever ball by the winger because the fullback is out of position. And that will be a knock-on. And Richard Coakley caught, as a winger can be on a day like this, doesn't get much to do and then suddenly gets caught into the action. He's freezing cold and he drops the ball. It could happen to anybody, and it puts Mary's into a good attacking position inside Belvedere's 22. Darragh O'Neill puts in. Madden, he's gone left, he's only got one man with him, and that's James Norton. Had to hold on to the ball himself, must make sure that he doesn't give away a penalty, but he doesn't. So it back again to Lewis. Lonergan across the field, doing very well, and the ball straight over to Costello, and the referee's giving the try in the corner. Well, Costello got in the corner, and it's the first try of the match, and Mary's have scored it. The ball came straight away back to Madden. Madden went down to ground with it. He was very, very clever to place the ball back, and Mary suddenly swung the ball to the right. In came Lonergan to the line. To me, I have to say, the pass looked forward, but the referee said play on, and the ball went to Costello on the right wing, and he dived over in the corner for the first try of the match, and it's the lead for St. Mary's. And that's as close as it was to the touchline. So it'll be Gareth Murphy with the conversion. This will be a mighty kick. Well, he certainly got the distance. The touch judges are having a good look at it before they decide that it didn't go over. And so after 7 minutes, just short of 7 minutes in the second half, St. Mary's, with their first score of the game, have taken the lead in this Junior Cup final. Belvedere 3, St. Mary's 5. Niall Murray to restart. Taken by Louis Burke. He was also on the Jays last year. Plays Gaelic with Ballybowden St. Enda's, a full-back, and plays soccer for Rangers. So he's quite an athlete. Wearing number 7 today. And he's the vice-captain of the Mary's team. Second from the back at the line-out. Broe with the throw for Belvedere. Looking for Cosgrave and finding him. Across the line. This is James Downey. Looking for forward support. Tidying it up, tying it in. This is Sean Brophy joining the three-quarters. Mary's offside. I wonder what they'll do here. This is a long way out for a kicker into that breeze, but Niall Murray has confidence to have a go. It's a huge number of points for anybody under 15 to kick in a season, you know. But coming into this match today, Niall Murray kicked 192, and he got that one penalty in the first half, so now his total is 195. Tremendous total. He was a sub on the JCT last year. And like a lot of other players on both these teams, plays a fair bit of tennis as well. Now, it's very difficult out there for kickers. There's debris swirling around the pitch. It's very hard to gauge the wind. Here's Niall Murray then, to give Belvedere the lead with this kick. Well, he's certainly got the distance, and he's got the direction too, and there's the lead back for Belvedere after a couple of minutes in arrears. So now, after 9 minutes of the second half, it's Belvedere leading by 6 points to St. Mary's 5, and Murray, with his second penalty, kicks Belvedere into the lead. Well, it may not be a high-scoring match yet, but it's very interesting. Conor Sheehy couldn't believe it. Got a lovely pass there. It was a gift kick out. And Belvedere are penalised for not staying on their feet. Paul Madden asked Gareth Murphy, does he think he can make it from there? And from the 10-metre mark, Murphy says yes. had one difficult penalty kick in the first half. The Breeze took it across the face of the posts. He'd one extremely difficult conversion from the touchline. And now, this isn't easy, but it's the easiest of the three he's had so far. 6-5 the score to Belvedere. Gareth Murphy, one of 2 fourth years in the Mary's team. The other's the captain. Murphy with the kick. He struck it well. Has the direction all right, but not the distance. And it's out to Crotty. And Crotty puts it up to the 22. So the lead stays the same. Belvedere 6, St. Mary's 5. 10 minutes of the second half gone. Number 1 for St. Mary's is Colm Barry. He had 3 brothers who all played in the front row on the SCT for Mary's in their time. There he is. Number 1. Number 3, Kevin McCabe. Mary's protecting their own ball. Around comes Brian Moran to help. Darragh O'Neill feeds Madden. This is out to Lewis and out to Costello, the try scorer. Well held. Is he going forward? No, the mark called before the ball spilled, so the referee says it's Belvedere mark and Belvedere free kick. Last time Belvedere were in the final was in 1994 when they beat Blackrock in a superb match by 16 points to 13. And I'm sure some of the juniors who were on the field that day are now seniors and are here watching their younger brethren trying to emulate that. In the second round, Belvedere had a bye in the first round. They beat Clongowes by 20 points to 16. Third round, they beat Terranure 18-14, having been 11-3 down at half-time. And then in the semi-final, they beat St. Michael's by 15 points to 6. So there are no easy matches for either team here, because the Mary's route to the final was to beat to beat Wesley by 5 points to 0 in the first round. And that was a try scored by Shane Lonergan. Just the one score. In the second round, they beat St. Andrews by 11 points to 0, and then they had that tremendous win over Blackrock, 18-17 in the third round, and then they beat the juniors of Newbridge in the semi-final. They've played 22 matches, St. Mary's, and they've won 18 of them. But they've drawn 1 and have only lost 3, so it's a tremendous record. Belvedere have scored 931 points, and in the process 141 tries. So tremendous scoring from both teams, and a great jump there from Karl Daly, number 4 in the blue shirt. Belvedere penalised for coming around and binding from the wrong side. And I don't know what was said there, but I think Ken Lloyd was talking to the referee, and I'm not quite sure whether he was arguing with him or complaining, but referees decided to penalise Belvedere a further 10. So it's a chance now. It's brought Mary's within kicking range. Once again, Gareth Murphy is the man called on. Little more than, say, 5 metres in from touch. Murphy comes, strikes the ball with his instep, and that one looks good. The touch judges confer, but eventually they decide that the ball had gone between the uprights, and once again the lead changes hands, and it's now Mary's 8, Belvedere 6, 14 minutes of the second half gone. So 3-0, Belvedere led at half-time, 5-3, Mary's led, then 6-5, and now 8-6. So it's very, very tight. Nothing between these two teams at all. Back to Madden from O'Neill. Good kick, into touch. 15 metres inside the Belvedere half. So Mary's now beginning to come well into this match. Belvedere really had the edge in the first half. The pressure has been on them in the second, as Mary's have used the wind very well. Belvedere captain Andrew Cullen from Clontarf, standing at the back, number 7. Once again, Cosgrave takes the ball from the good Broe throw. And Cullen goes in to try and tidy it up. And they go to ground, and Belvedere have. Crotty into open country, Murphy underneath it. It's an awkward one though, he held it well. Has to keep it in play now, he's in open country. Across comes Murray. It's hopping very dangerously for Murray. He can still make a bit of an angle for himself, and does well to find that angle. So we're more or less back in the same position as we were a few moments ago. Quarter of an hour gone. Halfway through the second half. Belvedere 6, St. Mary's 8, as the scoreboard reads from left to right. Brian Moran now at the throw. And he's looking for Kenny McArdle, number 5, towards the front. O'Neill, Madden, Lonergan, across to Norton. Norton has 2 to his left, opts to kick, and see if the speedy wingers can do something about it, but it's just gone too far. And across comes Donal O'Flynn to touchdown. Good covering there by the left wing. Came across like a flyer. He's very competitive. He's from Portmarnock, and he certainly saved Belvedere there. He's doing the job that all good wingers must do. They must cover the other side on occasion, help the full back when required. It'll be Murray to drop out. Away it goes. Jennings takes from Mary's. Makes good ground inside the 22. It's laid back. O'Neill. Drop goal attempt by Madden. And that was a good bit off the pace, a good bit off the mark. But they still kept Belvedere back inside their own 22. Belvedere are going to have to produce something special here now to get out of this defensive situation. Marys will just try and keep them down in this part of the field for the next 10 or 12 minutes or so. Murray once again. Now, it looks very much there as if Belvedere were ahead of the kicker. And the referee says that means it's a scrum to the opposing side. Mary's put in. O'Neill puts in for Moran to heel. Channel 2 ball. Madden. Well delivered out to Murphy. Murphy has Norton beside him, and it's well blocked down by O'Donohoe. Really well blocked by O'Donohoe. He stood his ground there and let the man chip the ball and got in the way. But it's put St. Mary's very, very close to the Belvedere line. A couple of meters, no more. So it's going to take an accurate throw here from Alan Broe. Slowly going back to compose himself. See where his jumpers are. Cosgrave's in the middle. It's taken by Kelly. So good throw, a good take, and not a bad clearance by Garry Kavanagh. But Belvedere still very much on the defensive here as St. Mary's decide what the call is going to be. Brian Moran confers with Louis Burke, who's the pack leader, vice captain, and with the scrum half, of course, Darragh O. It's Moran now, looking for his big jumpers. Not quite finding Karl Daly. Kicked on and picked up by Coakley. Coakley glad to see that going into touch. And once again, Belvedere inch their way up to the 22. Still very tense, just 2 points between them. 8-6, St. Mary's lead. Once again, Mary's throw. At the front, it's Colm Barry. And the number 2 jumper there, Kenny McArdle, just not able to hold on to it. Once again, Kavanagh Kears, and once again, Belvedere inch their way very slowly up the touchline. Moran gets his orders from Burke, so he's got another chance to find his jumpers. Number 4, Karl Daly. Number 5, Kenny McArdle. This time the boys in blue have it. Here we are. O'Neill, Madden, Lonergan. Good tackling in the Belvedere defence. And then Belvedere have turned it over. Now, lovely move. Super break by Brian O'Malley. Up to the 10-metre mark. Over halfway. Can he go the whole rest of the way? Over the 10-metre mark. What a superb break by the centre. That's the kind of stuff this game needs. The game needs a great score, and they could get it here. Now, Kavanagh. O'Malley once again. And it's out to O'Flynn. And it's O'Malley kicking for touch and finding touch. Murphy can't do anything about it. It just takes one super move to bring a game like this alight, and that was a brilliant break by Brian O'Malley. It didn't look for a moment as if he had any room to move. Belvedere turned the ball over, and suddenly O'Malley was clear. He shook off a couple of tackles up to the 10-metre mark. There were men in front of him on halfway. He managed to get through that, then over the 10-metre mark, and still Belvedere kept it going, and that's where they now are, inside the Mary's 22, and their throw. An awkward ball for the scrum half to handle, but Kavanagh did well to go to ground with it. Now he wants a bit of support from his pack, and Belvedere are offside. So Mary's will be absolutely delighted with that decision. Left-footed kicker would have been very handy there. Just short of the 10-metre mark. Less than 10 minutes to go in this Junior Cup final. St. Mary's 8, Belvedere 6. Anybody's match. Exciting 10 minutes we have. Bourne to throw. Looking for Daly. Belvedere think they have it, and they have. Back to Crotty, going the narrow side. Have to go back in now, look for support from the pack. And it's there once again. Now out to Cullen. Cullen trying to make the half break and looking for support and finding it. And they're over the 22. And that was Conor Sheehy who made the brave. And third phase, Crotty once again, trying to make the half break himself. He's got men with him. Feeds it back inside to the forwards. And it comes to Sheehy again. Sheehy being asked to do the crash ball. And they're inside Mary's 22, and there's another penalty as Mary's were offside. The referee was going to give the penalty a little earlier, decided to let the play go, and there being no advantage, he says, to Belvedere, now gives them the penalty. Well, every moment from now on is absolutely crucial, and this is a crucial kick. Niall Murray has kicked 2 penalties. And there's the lead again. Well, now, what a final 6 or 7 minutes we're going to have. Belvedere 9, St. Mary's 8. Niall Murray with all of Belvedere's points, 3 penalties to a try and a penalty. And it's still anybody's match. Lonergan to drop out from halfway. Working the narrow side. O'Flynn leaves it for Murray. Murray now kicks with the confidence of a man who's just kicked his side into what could be a winning lead, but there are still 6 crucial minutes to go. Damien O'Donohoe, the Belvedere number 8, looks to be in considerable discomfort on the pitch, just away to our left. And I think it may just be cramp, and if that's the case, he should be all right. 5 minutes of this match left, not counting any time. The referee will add on for stoppages. So we're on the Belvedere 10-metre mark, and it's Brian Moran to throw for St. Mary's. Number 5 rises, Kenny McArdle. And Belvedere have taken it and snatched it, and it's gone straight into touch, so back they'll come. But the referee says the ball was knocked forward in the line out anyway, so it'll be a scrum to Belvedere. So the referee decides to have a quick word with the front rows yet again, even at this late stage of the game. Still not happy with the way things are. O'Donohoe had to do well to hold that ball between his feet, and St. Mary's are penalised for coming offside. So O'Donohoe did well, not only to trap the ball, but also to trap St. Mary's into the last 5 minutes of normal time. Up comes Murray. As far as we can see, the east stand is protecting the ball from swaying around too much over there. So he got good ground with that kick, and it'll be a Belvedere throw. Halfway between the halfway line and the Mary's 22. So it's Broe to throw. Number 4 is Cathal Kelly towards the back, but it's meant once again for Cosgrave, and once again he does his job. Comes down to Crotty, down to Downey. What happened there? The referee says there was a little bit of accidental offside, so it'll be a scrum to St. Mary's. Midfield, the Mary's 10-metre mark. Darragh O'Neill to put in. There it is, robbed by Kavanagh. Cullen helps, the ball squirts out to Lonergan. Well played, he did very well, he almost did brilliantly. Picked up by Kavanagh, the ball's gone forward from Kavanagh. Players in each other's way as Conor Sheehy does the tidying up for Belvedere. They're right on Mary's 10-metre mark. Now is the time to reorganise, and now it's formal. Back to Crotty. Crotty kicking over Costello's head, and the ball hopping ominously, dangerously away from Costello, and Costello does superbly to keep it in play. Very well indeed, the winger did. Very well. Not much more he could have done, but it's Murray to put up the Garry O. And now Murphy underneath it. Or is it Costello again? Costello once again doing his job in the full-back position this time. He knows there's very little time left, so we can't afford to waste any. So Costello saved Mary's there a couple of times and has put them outside their own 22. Coming up to 2 minutes of the match to go, of normal time. Belvedere 9, St. Mary's 8. What a lively last 10 minutes we've had, and it's still far from over. Cullen calling the tune. Broe with the throw. 8 is O'Donohoe, standing at 2 in the line. 5 is Cosgrave. Meant for O'Donohoe, feeding Kavanagh beautifully. Crotty out to Downey. Downey swallowed up, looking for his pack to get in and support him, and he does. And there's the little half break, and there's O'Donohoe feeding O'Flynn, and the ball was just too high for the diminutive winger from Portmarnock. And not even a very competitor young man like Donal O'Flynn could get his hands on that one. So, knocked forward it was. Scrum to St. Mary's just outside their own 22, and we've just over a minute of normal time left. Stay down, says the referee to Belvedere, as Madden steps inside, and Belvedere are offside. So up comes Madden. Not much time left now. We're into the last minute. Has to run it, and Mary's backs, famous for being superb, get a chance now to show what they can do. Away we go. Lonergan to Murphy. He's only got one man with him, and that man is Norton, and Norton's away up the touchline. Now faced by Kavanagh, and what a kick he got in. Superb kick. The ball's gone straight into touch, but that really was a brilliant piece of movement. The Mary's backs have always been famous for being superb, and there they got the opportunity to stretch their legs. They haven't had much chance in this match, and they did. With only one man to his left, the pass came out, and it was Norton, and Norton made every inch of his way up the touchline. A really superb run. Just think what he could do if he got a few decent passes. We're now into injury time. Stoppage time is at the referee's discretion. Line out to Belvedere on their own 10-metre mark. O'Donohoe is standing at 2. You see there, he's just trying to get his right shoulder back working again. Cullen calling for it, screaming for it over the back. It's tidied up again by Conor Sheehy. Well taken by Cosgrave. Now Kavanagh looking for it, and Kavanagh trying to kick it downfield, and it comes straight to Norton again. Norton has to hoof it up as far as he can go. Murray has to catch, plays it outside his own 22, must keep it in play here, and that's straight into touch. It's tense and anxious The boys will just want to get it out of play as often and as far as they can, but they still need to keep control of the ball. Coming up to 2 minutes of injury time played. We had nearly 5 in the first half. Belvedere 9, St. Mary's 8. Great take by Daly. Super drive by the Mary's pack. Oh, that's beautiful ball. That's Madden on the skip move. Now there are 3 out there, and it comes out to Norton. Norton's got Costello. Can't be picked up by Costello or O'Flynn. Knocked forward by O'Flynn. It'll be a Belvedere, Mary's scrum. Well, you couldn't get a better finish than this. 1 point between the teams, and it's still anybody's match. Now we've had 3 minutes of injury time. O'Neill looking for it. Madden out there, the captain. Out to Lewis. Out to Lonergan. Picked up by Norton. Norton nailed by Kavanagh. Midfield on the Belvedere 10-metre mark. Penalty against Belvedere. Well, that looked as if they were killing the heel from the referee's gestures there. And here is a chance for Gareth Murphy to win the match for Mary's. He's having a go from straight in front. And this is the most important kick he's ever had. What a kick. What pressure on a youngster. All these boys under 15 years of age. Now he has the breeze with him, as far as we can judge from the debris that's blowing on the pitch. And there's an awful lot of it. And the whole ground goes quiet. Gareth Murphy has to compose himself. Here we go. Off it goes. Now it's on its way, and it's gone to the left of the posts. You could see the hook on it, actually, as soon as he kicked it. And the referee glances at his watch. The play goes on, but the score remains the same. It's still Belvedere 9, St. Mary's 8. Murray with the dropout, and we've had 4 minutes of injury time, and the dropout charged down. Murray trying to compose himself behind his own line. Get out of the way, he says to his own players. And an advantage for St. Mary's, a 5-metre scrum. Oh, well, you can't get better than this for a finish. A tremendous charge down there, and Murray had to charge back, and Mary's were onto him like a flash. Forced to touch down behind his own line, conceding the 5-metre scrum. O'Neill, Jennings, it's gone forward. Belvedere ball, back to Crotty. Kick it out into anywhere. The referee once again looks at his watch, but we'll move on. We'll still play, and we've had almost 5 minutes of injury time. Still Belvedere 8, Belvedere 9, St. Mary's 8. Well, it may not have been a classic final, but it certainly has been a classic finish. All of Mary's support down there on the promenade as once again Daly rises to the task and takes the two-handed catch, and Mary's drive forward. Couple of metres from the Belvedere line. Desperate defence by Belvedere, tremendous attack by Mary's, and Mary's have got a penalty. Now what are they going to do? This is a very difficult decision for any captain to make. But I think Paul Madden has decided that his kicker could have a go from here. So, for the second time of asking, Gareth Murphy, this young man, is being asked to have a go, and over comes Louis Burke to say, as a vice-captain will, take it easy, just pretend you're having a little practice kick, as if he could on Lansdowne Road on final day. Good luck, says Paul Madden. And all of Mary's down on the promenade are wishing this ball over. He's an excellent kicker. Still a difficult breeze. Belvedere 9, Mary's 8. Gareth Murphy possibly to win the match. Away to the left. And it's over. The last kick of the match goes left of the posts. Murphy is distraught. Belvedere are exultant. They cannot believe it. For the second year in 3, they win the cup and hold on to a very proud record. They win the cup for the 15th time in a nail-biting match and as tense a finish as you could ever hope to get. Just the 1 point between them, and it was always thus. Belvedere win by 9 points to 8.
St. Mary's boys, Gareth Murphy. James O'Donohoe. Kieran Lewis. Shane Downey. Ronan Deegan. Darragh O. Colm Barry. Broe. Gavin Brock. Karl Daly. Conor Barry. Gerard Barry. Lloyd. St. James. Reinhardt. Dermot Smith. David Barry. Coakley. Lloyd. Downey. Eoin Cosgrave. And the captain, Colm Barry. Niall Murray. Coakley. Niall Downey. Donal O'Flynn. Donal Crotty. Garry Kavanagh. Conor Sheehy. Broe. Gavin Murphy. Lloyd. Damien O'Donohoe. Gavin Brock. Ronan Deegan. Colm Flynn. O'Donnell. Roche. Tyndall. Captain Cullen. this cup so efficiently. Next, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Coca-Cola. Thirdly, I'd like to thank all the referees and linesmen who have adjudicated the cup so far. And especially our linesman and our referee for today, Mr. Carver. I'd also like to thank all the groundsmen. Firstly, our groundsmen, the Tyndall Roche and Capt, where they have produced excellent pitches with tough conditions for us to train on. I'd also like to thank the groundsmen from Leinster Road and Tyndall for the use of their facilities. Lads, I've written down here to thank the supporters. Hey, what can I say? The support all year round has been superb. I don't know what I can say, but you've took the lads such a great lift to see us all out there. I'd also like to thank all the teaching staff at Belvedere College for their support, but especially I would like to thank our parents. They've given us great encouragement and confidence all this season and many years before this. In Belvedere College this year, we are fortunate to have a great panel of 44. I'd like to take the chance publicly to wish our seconds the very best in our coming semi-final. Again, especially I'd like to thank my own players, my own 22 squad. They've worked with great dedication and great effort all season. I'd like to thank them. It's because of them I'm standing up here with a big smile on my face. Going up to the end, I'd like to thank our coaches. I don't know what I can say that will do them justice. I'd like to thank Mr. Kavanagh, Father Colton, Nick McClancy and Tim Coakley. I'd like to thank them for their time and their effort and dedication. Lastly, I'd like to